Season 3, our first season back in the Superliga of Denmark, has not started particularly well. We've played 3 games, we've lost 3 games. We are definitely going to be in a relegation scrap. Before we talk about how we've got in this situation, there's a lot of things to catch you up on. First of all, we've still got no money. We've made a bit of money, but not a huge amount of money. We've sold 1 player, realistically. We've sold a few more on free transfers and things, but they weren't players who were relevant. Justin Hubner has left, signing for AGF, and then apparently going out on loan to Top Os. He has left for about £35,000. There is a sell-on in there as well, so if he gets good, we will get a kickback. Joining the club, Fabio Jallo. Well, I say joining, he didn't actually leave. I said in Season 2 that we signed him until the end of the season. We signed him until the end of the second season, so we've still got Fabio Jallo on loan from Barnsley. We've also got Jack Butterfield on loan from Barnsley for another season as well. We've brought in Munir Seka, who was released by Norgesland or possibly Hillerød on a free transfer. We brought him in. I wasn't expecting him to be playing a huge amount. He's probably going to play a lot more than he perhaps should. And our big marquee signing, potentially we didn't need. We brought in a 29-year-old Malian goalkeeper, 53 caps to his name. He's Mali's number 1, or at least at some point was Mali's number 1. He's cost us nothing, signed from Silkeborg. He's getting paid a reasonable amount of money, nothing too over the top, but he's conceded 6 goals in 3 games. This is the current shape of our squad, and it's not terrible. I think we are struggling when it comes to defenders. That's our big problem. We've got Diarra, we've got Gadegaard, we've got Jurchuk. We've got 3 pretty good goalkeepers. Gadegaard is transfer listed because I don't plan on playing him. We've got Mortensen and Svensson as our right backs. Our left backs, we've got Shivani Willis. We'll come to him in a minute. And we've got Markanic. This is where the problems are, I think. Eddie Gomez is 35 years of age. He's not particularly good anymore, but he's still probably one of our best defenders. Oscar Block is probably one of our best defenders. Christensen and Malakamir are youngsters, ones for the future. Tin De Beer is a youngster, and he's probably one for now. He's getting slowly better. In the middle of the pitch, we've got 5 central midfielders, although one of them, I think Nikolai Lund, I don't see him really as a central midfielder. I see him more as a winger, if I'm perfectly honest, but he also can't finish. So I don't really know what Nikolai Lund is. We've got Mads Larsen, we've got Niklas Jensen, we've got Niklas Strunk, and we've got Walter Rodriguez. And obviously we've got Shivani Willis as well, who I'm training him up to be a left back because we don't have a backup left back. On the wings, we have Hobu, Seka, Jallo, Montano, and Borchers. We've got a lot of decent wingers. I think we're in a good position there. And going up front as well, we've got Sorensen, Mayer, Butterfield, and Holton. So our front 4 probably hasn't changed. Defensively is where we've got issues. And so far, as you've seen, we haven't won a single game so far this season. We have lost against Viborg, a winnable game. Eddie Gomez scoring in this one. We lose against Randers. We lose 2-1 against FC Midtjylland. I don't think it's as bad as it seems. Obviously, picking up 0 points from a possible 9 does not look good, but I think once we start playing some of the lower downsides in the league, we might have ourselves a chance. We know we can beat Silkeborg, and they are the team currently sat top of the table. And because we are struggling with defenders, Zach Orr is hopefully going to be joining us on loan from Arsenal, assuming he gets a work permit, which I don't know whether he's going to. I mean, because I don't think we're paying him £6,000 a week. I mean, I say I don't think. We're definitely not paying him £6,000 a week. I don't think we're paying him anything. And if we're not paying him anything, he's not getting paid enough money to be able to get a work permit. It's a bit of a nightmare. Wait, I've just seen we're paying 30% of his wages. 30% of £6,000 is $2,000-ish. So he should get a work permit. Zach Orr will hopefully be in on the 19th. Which means we won't see him in this episode, but you'd know he's going to be joining. We are now going to go forward and we're going to play OB, but we might have some transfer business as well to do just before the match. Okay, we haven't got transfer business to talk about, but we are signing another player. 2 players, technically. Soon to be joining on a permanent deal on a free transfer is Dimitro Kiliobas. Kiliobas, that's what we're going to go for. Ukrainian striker. I think he's good. We've brought him in for versatility. And also, we're signing another Zach in defence. It's Zach Medley. He is going to be joining on loan from one of our feeder clubs, Oostende. Although they're not technically a feeder club, but they are a feeder club. It's weird. It's a weird situation. But he is also joining. So we've got 2 brand new centre-backs and a new striker joining. And before we play the game against OB, I just want to kind of show you our squad. And I've sorted it by height, and this is something that I've noticed in between the two little recording sessions. Our goalkeeper is the second smallest man in our team. He's 5'8". He's 5'8" with 11 jumping reach, which means he can probably reach about 6'7", 6'9". I don't know, something like that. That's just me making up numbers. I'm almost as tall as him. So despite the fact that he is one of the smallest people in the entire country, I assume, by this point, we are going to stick with Diarra in goal, Mortensen, De Beer, Block, and Markanic in defence. Strunk and Rodriguez, Jallo and Montano, Holton and Mayer will be our strikers. We need to get some performances out of the front players. That's where we're really struggling. We're actually not conceding a huge amount, despite the fact that our goalkeeper is the size of an average 12-year-old. One good thing about being in this league, there are many good things about being in this league, but for us in particular, we are selling out a lot more tickets. A lot more people are turning up to watch Esbjerg games, which means a lot more money is coming back into the club. Also, every single match in the Superliga is televised, which means every single match we pick up £35,000. I think it means right now we basically break even every single month. Here he is then, our tiny goalkeeper, and he even looks tiny. Diarra to Oscar Block. He plays it across to De Beer, forward to Strunk, to De Beer, to Block. Got it deep in our own penalty area, and Diarra's good at stopping them when they're low down. It's because he's already there. 14th minute on the clock, and we haven't managed to steal the ball, annoyingly. OB can come forward, Markanic is nowhere near that. Tonga runs towards the touchline. Now Traore across. It's in. It's Emmanuel Sabi. It's 1-0 to OB. Right, we are most definitely going to be in a relegation scrap. I know I've already kind of said this, but it's happening, isn't it? We're barely, I say barely, we're not even getting any highlights at the moment. It is OB with the ball inside their own penalty area, but cleared upfield. We've managed to get it to Jallo, lumps it forward to nobody. Not ideal. Markanic can control that. First touch wasn't the best. It's towards Emil Holton. He heads over the bar. Emil Holton, by the way, is about 9 inches taller than our goalkeeper. Emil Holton is he's 6'5". He's nearly an entire foot taller than our goalkeeper, who has the ball in his hands, which means it's about 2 foot off the ground. Diarra across to De Beer. I'm allowed to mock him because he's small, because I'm also small. That's a terrible pass. We've just given it straight to OB Adents. And now they are trying to break their way through. Right-hand side is Paulson, if he can keep it in control, and does so. Paulson stops, plays it back to this man's name. On the ground to Traore in the penalty area. Are they going to score an identical goal? No, they're not. They're going to give a penalty instead because Rodriguez gave Traore a kick. We do have VAR in this league, so we are going to take a look. I think, have OB got 3 goalkeepers on the subs bench? Am I seeing that right? Okay, it's not a penalty, but I've just got very distracted by the subs bench situation of OB. I don't think they've got 3 goalkeepers. Corner for OB just before half-time. We get it clear. Mortensen chases it down. Sabi, the goal scorer, he's been tripped. That's not in the penalty area. It's not even close. Now, if this gives a penalty, good. I was going to say, if this gives a penalty, we are getting relegated, and it's a fix. It's a yellow card to Mortensen, but it's a free kick in a good location for OB Adents. Left-footed from the left-hand side for this man. Nguamba possibly could be his name. Oscar Block clears it not very far. Sabi takes a few touches, tries to cross it, hits Block, and it's going to be a corner. Nguamba with the corner. It's probably not even close to his name, is it? Paulson's going to probably get there first and does so. The half-time whistle is seconds away. It's not been a great game for either team, has it? There have been 8 shots, 3 of them on target. We've had none of the ball, though. We've had absolutely none of the ball. I'm disappointed with how little possession. That seemed to work. We've got players all over the pitch who are playing poorly. 6-3s for Mortensen, De Beer. We've got a 6-3 for Jallo. 6-5s up front as well. Maybe we need to change something, and I think actually we can change something. It's a weird thing to do, but we're going to play for set pieces because we've got some big lads. If we get some corners or we get some decent free kick locations, maybe that's how we can nick ourselves a goal or 2. It is OB with the ball. Mikkelsen to Abu Malai. Mortensen forward though for us. He's going to hopefully get there first and does so. He can lump it upfield to nobody. What are you doing? Somebody nicked the ball for us. It's a header forward. Jabale is there. Diarra with a very good save. Nguamba goes over to take it with a yellow card. Lots of yellow cards in the Adents side at the moment. Ivancic back to Nguamba. He's still somehow keeping hold of the ball. We've given him a kick. Do not be a penalty for that. It's not a penalty. He just went over it. Right, we need to do some changes. I don't even know what we can do here. We're going to take Jallo off because he's not playing well. Shandon is going to come on.
Mortensen's going to come off for Svensson, partially because of the yellow card, but also because he's on a 6.3. Do we do Tin? Tin De Beer also coming off for Big Eddie Gomez. See, maybe my transfer business, maybe I've gone the wrong way. I've tried to basically be more defensive because I thought that would be where the problems are. Maybe the problems are actually being more offensive. Maybe we don't have the striking options. We're seconds away from full time. Not a lot has happened in the second half. May is going to finish on a 6.2. What has happened there? We've lost our 4th game out of 4. We might get sacked. This is genuinely something that never crossed my mind, but we might get sacked here. Oh, we're getting the age-old Esbjerg boss is unwilling to experiment. I'd like to point out, this formation and this tactic got me 2 promotions back-to-back. Why would I change that? Now we're in the top league. The problem's not the formation, the problem's the players. So this is the state of the league. Obviously, only 4 games played, but we are now the only team on 0 points. It's the lack of goals scored, isn't it? It's the lack of goals scored. Although we have conceded 7, but we've only conceded 2 per game. We've not gone nuts and conceded 5, partially because we haven't played Copenhagen yet, which is a team that we play very, very soon. We're going to go forward to play Silkeborg, who, like I want to point out, I want to remind you, we have beaten them before. It's the day after the OB game, and Kiliobas has rejected the contract because of wage. I offered him what he wanted, and now he's like, yeah, but it's not enough though, is it? And now he doesn't want to talk to me. You literally accepted, or you initially accepted the wage, and now you've said that the wage wasn't enough. Now the thing is, we have money-ish. We've got some wage budget that we can spend. The problem is, we can't spend enough of it to really entice people in. For example, let's take Pascal Ndebuisi here. If we offer him a contract, this is where he wants to join, doesn't he? I mean, that's silly money. That is absolutely silly money for a player of his ability. I can't justify spending that money on him. Oh, hold on. Hold on a minute. Who wants him? Colorado and Nashville. Jan Mlaka, who is arguably not as good as he used to be, but he's still good, right? We don't have the financial muscle. We don't have the financial muscle to sign a player who literally doesn't have a job. I'm just trying to find absolutely anybody at this point. These are just people who are on free transfers and who are strikers. Right, we've managed to offer a loan deal for Joel Carvalho, and he's coming in as a breakthrough prospect. So, you know, he's probably never going to play for us, but I think he's good, right? He looks pretty good. Anyway, we can't keep doing this, otherwise this episode is going to take forever. We're now going to go forward to the next match against Silkeborg, where hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves. No further transfer business has taken place just yet, but we will do some before the episode finishes after the Silkeborg game. It is going to be Diarra Mortensen, De Beer block, and Shivani Willis in defence. He's going to be a left-back, I've decided. Strunk and Larson in the middle, Hopio and Montano on the wings, Major and Jallo as our strikers for this one. We're trying Jallo up front, and we're pushing Major over to the pressing forward position rather than the advanced forward position. If we lose this is 6 wins out of 6, isn't it? Or is it 5 out of 5? It's 5 out of 5. And that is not a good start to the season. Silkeborg have lost 2 of their last 5 games. They are playing their brand new signing Andy Wyman up front as well. We can't even afford a week's worth of his wages, let alone to bring him in on a permanent deal. 2 minutes on the clock, and Karamoko. Is that Karamoko Dembele, the former Celtic youngster? And by youngster, I mean he was 12 or something when he made his debut. Kusk goes for goal. Diarra almost gets lobbed by his own teammate. Seconds later, another highlight. Fabio Jallo's going to hopefully get there, doesn't manage it. Montano's headed effort forward goes to nobody. Larson gets past his man. That's good. That's what we want to see. Through ball. It's Shandon across to Fabio Jallo. We have taken the lead somehow. I don't know how we've managed to do that. I don't think Jallo knew much about it either. Free kick for Kusk. Long way out. Goes over the bar. He had the right idea though. Aim high. Free kick for Willis. A long way out. His effort just goes over the bar as well. How is Shivani doing at left back? He's on a 6'8". I don't know whether he's happy that he's playing or annoyed that he's playing as a left back. I'm not sure. Major to Shandon across to Fabio Jallo. And oh my word, should we be playing Fabio Jallo as a striker? Either my team talks have suddenly worked, or Fabio Jallo is a striker and we should have done this from the day we signed him a year ago. Tin De Beer to Mortensen, down the line. Shandon collects it. Strunk in the middle. Now Larson can go for a run. Goes on the ground. Fabio Jallo uses his pace. He almost completes a hat-trick in 22 minutes. I'd also like to point out, Shandon's got 2 assists to his name as well. Shandon has woken up this morning and decided he's going to be the best footballer in the world. Gets the ball back. Maybe he does get the ball back. He goes for goal himself. He's deserved a goal, to be honest. And we're only 25 minutes in. Larson with the ball for us. Half an hour. Montano. Poor touch from Montano. And now Andy Wyman in the box. Intercepted easily by De Beer. Passing it around. I'm not liking what we're doing there. Oscar block to Larson. Now Strunk. He's gone long towards nobody. What are those passes? Just long balls through the middle to nobody. Larson finds Major. He's doing all right, 6'9" at the moment. Mortensen, loads of space for the right back to run into. Needs some support. Strunk is the support. He goes in the middle to Larson. He goes for a long range effort. Clips just over the bar. Still 2-0, but we are looking like a different team. This is by no means an indication of how the season's going to go, but if we can play like this, occasionally, we should be fine. Surely. Strunk's corner. Major's there. Doesn't get on the end of it. Montano collects it. Where's he going to go? He's gone for a crossfield ball towards Willis. Intercepted by Silkeborg. And now Wyman can go for a run. Lumps it towards a Beng. De Beer is there. Clears the ball. Beng keeps it alive though. Crosses it in. Shivani Willis just absolutely rockets it into Andy Wyman's head. It's 2-1. 1 minute to play before half time. Let's not throw this 2-goal lead away and go in at 2-2 at half-time. Carlin's going for a run. Strunk is on a yellow card. Wyman almost gets his second of the game as well. Silkeborg with a last chance possibly from this corner. Kusk is the man. Wyman is also there in the middle. It's cleared by De Beer. Abeng collects it. Now Engel. He's gone off to the left as the highlight ends. If we win this, we move up to 10th place, which is good enough to not get relegated. And arguably, that's all we need. Straight into the second half, no changes. Block to De Beer. I'm worried that there's a highlight, although this could be a good thing because we had the ball. We had the ball. No, don't give the ball away. We had the ball. Let's try and nick this ball back because if Silkeborg get themselves an equalising goal, what are you doing, Diarra? What are you doing, Block? Good block. Well done. Brink's got the ball, plays it on the ground. Larson clears it. What is this highlight? Good. Mortensen with a throw. Strunk to Mortensen again. Major's there at the back post. He was lining something up. He was winding up for a volley by the looks of it. Strunk collects it for us. Plays it back to Oscar Block. Hopu's there. Heads it towards goal. Shandon should not be going for goal from there. We still have the lead. This is the thing we need to cling on to. Why is everybody on the right-hand side of the pitch? Not a single person was on the left-hand side. I'm not sure what's going on. Brink collects it. He's gone for a run down the left, plays it on the ground, Abeng stops it, and Diarra is about a foot too short to get there, and Andy Wyman gets his second on his debut. Larson with a free kick for Silkeborg. If we throw this away, I think we may be getting relegated, and I know, oh my word, Diarra, what was that? What was that? We have conceded 3 goals from being 2-0 up. We've let in 3 goals, we have thrown this lead away. And who's to blame? It's our 6 foot. It's not 6 foot. If only he was 6 foot. It's our goalkeeper. Montano is playing horrifically as well. We're going to do Butterfield coming on the left-hand side. Diarra's coming off for Jurchuk as well. Maybe next match or few we play Jurchuk. Because I feel like Diarra's height is definitely playing into this. It's going to be 5 out of 5, isn't it? Our XG as well is nearly 3. Theirs is 1.4. We've been the better team. Well, I say we've been the better team. Have we been the better team? I don't know. Jurchuk to Block. Lumps it upfield because what is that game plan? That's not what I'm telling you to do tactically. It's just lump it upfield. It's Major to Shandon. Are we going to get Fabio Giallo hat-trick to save the day? Hopu plays it forward to nobody because why would we want to pass accurately? Who wants to pass accurately these days? Oscar Block. Butterfield collects it. The smallest man in the team. To Willis down the line. Giallo's there. He's gone for goal and Fabio Flippin' Giallo has potentially rescued a point for us, completing his hat-trick as well. We've deserved more than a point, but if we take a point, I guess we have to be happy with it. Fabio Giallo, by the way, finishes the match on an 8.8 with a hat-trick. Shandon Hopu gets a 9.2 with 2 assists. I don't understand. I say Giallo got a 9.2 as well in the end. We've got a point. We've got our first points on the board in the Super League, and it has taken far too long to get there. So, frustratingly, we don't move anywhere in the table. Even though we've now got our first point, FC Nordjylland also picked up another point by drawing with Bromby. They drew with Bromby, who are second. What has gone on there? The good news for us, sort of, it's not good news at all, is we get to play Copenhagen next, who are 8th. What is going on? We've then got some winnable games. Velja, or Velja? Sure, whatever, we'll call them that, is a winnable game. AC Horsens, I think, is a winnable game. I was going to say AGF, but I don't think it is. What I'm looking at is this here. Horsens, Velja, Viborg, Obi and Norgisland. Those are the matches that we're looking to pick up points from. Anyone above that, we're not expecting to get anything. So we're getting a point from Silkeborg, probably the best we can expect, but we should have had 3. Right, it's now the 19th of August, and we've been told that Zakor has a work permit. However, we then delay it. £200,000! Oh, because we said we pay monthly money, which we need in our transfer budget, but we don't have it in our transfer budget. And if I'm honest, we're not going to get it. Right, let's try this. I mean, it's not going to happen, is it? I mean, that's also not what I wanted to say, was it? Increase wage budget, just anything. Everything at all. Just more money, please. Sure. Increase percentage as well. Right, we're going to delay the Zakor one. I'm now worried because I don't think we're going to get Zach Medley either, because I think we have to pay for him. So, understandably, the board have basically said, no, we're not giving you any more money, which is fine. I kind of get it. But we are in danger of basically getting relegated because we don't have any money. Right, it is now the 24th of August, and it looks like Zach Medley is joining because we're not paying him money per month. So we have a new centre-back. This is Zach Medley. Is he better than what we have? I feel like he's better than what we've got. I've also decided to kind of panic and potentially loan in Jason Straha as well. He's definitely not better than what we've got, but he's another option. He's another centre-back. He's going to cost us nothing. So this one, realistically, because he's coming from Barnsley, there's no risk. Also, Rodney Redes, maybe, could be Reds. Rodney Redes is hopefully going to join as well. He's getting a work permit in a few days' time. He might be the resolution, I guess, to our potential wingers issue, because on the left-hand side, Montano has been horrendous. Maybe Redes, coming into the squad, can kind of light a fire underneath him, give him a little bit more competition. Anyway, I'm going to play Copenhagen off camera, and I'm going to tell you what happened. In a surprise to absolutely nobody, we lose 4-1 against Copenhagen. Norgisland drawing their 3rd game in a row, meaning they are now 2 points clear of us. We are rooted to the bottom of the table. We are definitely in a big problem. And the fans are getting on my back as well for the 4-2-4. I think we need to change the formation. But that will be next episode. Before we finish this one, I just want to have a look. It's a C from the board, a B-. If anything, the supporters should hate me more than the board do. That doesn't make sense. Oh, that's not good reading, is it? That is definitely not good reading. There's a lot of red there. Right, next episode, we are going to come back for, I don't know, Viborg and Midtjylland, maybe around this area. I think that's what we're going to do, because Viborg's a winnable game. I'm hoping, in between episodes, we pick up 3 points there and 3 points there. We don't have 10 points by the time we start the next episode. I think we're getting relegated.